Hey ho! This is Proclamation Derivative Mosaic. Actually, I have a review on this channel of this beer from 2016 when it was in Bombers and not not very hazy, so it's kind of a different beer. Basically, every brewery's beers have gotten hazier since then. I remember this is one of the few hazy, juicy beers I could get in like grocery stores back in 2016. Now, of course, they switched to cans, and I've had a bunch of their cans, but I kind of stopped drinking their beers because I've had a couple IPAs from them that just weren't great, but it seems like the derivative series is really good. And also, I just don't see them as much. There's just so much other hazy IPA in the market. And I guess this is the first time they've brewed this in 2 years. So they used to, I swear they used to call this a pale ale. Now it says IPA, but it's only 6%. And most of this series is single hop beers, which have kind of died out unless it's like single hop Citra maybe. And it is very fresh. Canned November 6th. Today is, okay, this is maybe 20, yeah, this is 20 days in the can. Less than 3 weeks old. So let's do it. And I haven't even bought, I don't remember the last time I got a derivative. This glass is not very clean, oopsies. But it's quite hazy, not super murky. Pretty pale orange. Head looks okay, even though my glass is a little bit dirty. There it is. My favorite one from the series was the Citralaxy, which kind of breaks the whole single hop IPA thing because they use Citra and Galaxy. But that was years ago. So let's get into it. It smells like Mosaic. And it has kind of the notes of Mosaic I like the most. It's peachy. Yeah. If you really inhale, it's just peachy, tropical stone fruit. Actually smells like real, rich fruit. And not too much else. Their yeast, I'm not getting a huge yeast ester profile. And no malt to speak of. Maybe it reminds me a teeny bit of Bissell's Lux, which is a Mosaic focused pale ale, but that one's got rye malt in it and some other stuff going on. But they both have like the Mosaic character I really like, that in a lot of beers that it's not there. I mean, I can really like Mosaic, but sometimes it's just not my thing. And it's not an explosive aroma, but it's a really good one. Much more spicy and bitter on the palate than you think, though. I wonder if the derivatives have always been a little bit bitter for the style. I'm not sure. Mosaic isn't known for being a more bitter hop. I would say Galaxy is, at least. It's perceived as higher in bitterness to me. But this is like, it kind of comes in with a little sharp pepper and grapefruit, but then finishes with lots of peach. It's got a good amount of body for 6%, but it's it's got kind of a bite to it. It's not super soft. And it's a lingering, I don't know if it's really a hot burn, sort of antioxidant thing on the tongue, or if it's actually just more alpha acid bitterness. But there's something a little bit coarse about it. And it has sort of a warm black pepper lingering thing in the aftertaste. Yeah, the peach kind of goes away. But it also reminds me of like Maybe grilled pineapple and with pepper on it. It's good, just a little bit rough around the edges, but I like the flavor and I like how it's a not depending on lots of sweetness and yeast ester to make it juicy. That's what so many breweries do, and I want it to be more hops. This is definitely less bitter than Focal Banger from Alchemist, which I also got, and that one's just probably one of the most popular is like Citra Mosaic Hazy IPAs. That's quite bitter. It's more hazy and sort of tropical fruity than Heady Topper, but up there in the bitterness. I don't know if we got any more haze with the bottom. Let's see if there's some sediment. There's some in there. Head looks a little nicer now that the glass has gotten a little cleaned up. There you go. Kind of an interesting color. I'm not sure what to call that. Shiny, almost a blue emerald or something. Yeah, substantial amount of body for 6%, especially because it doesn't come across as super sweet. But just a surprising amount of... It's black pepper, grapefruit, which I like, but then it's a little coarse on the edges. I don't know how else to describe it. Yeah, if you like your hazy IPAs, but you want it a little smaller, a little more bitter, a little bit drier, I guess this is a good one. If you don't want a huge, gigantic, sweet IPA, and I'm not noticing a lot of booze in this. It's pretty clean. But definitely worth a try, and this is in perfect shape. I got it from a store that I probably had just gotten it in, and they kept everything cold. So it seems like if you keep this cold, it could be good for another month or so. Yeah, but just didn't have that sort of rough, spicy bite, which isn't as bad as some other breweries. I give it a higher rating because eventually it almost covers up the fruitiness. Yeah, I can definitely smell peach, though. It's still bright in the aroma, and the first sip is still nice and juicy. But it's quite palatable. It's not. There's no throat burn at all. So probably a 4.3. I think now I'm noticing a little bit of yeast esters. It's getting more orange juice. It's like a pineapple, orange, peach kind of thing. Yeah, this is pretty damn good. I'll give it a 4.3. Bye.